Hey lovely people, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be making something different on my channel, but before we get into it, please subscribe to my channel for more content. And if you are new here, you are very welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you so much. Today we're going to be making this bag over here. I love how it turned out. You will let me know what you think in the comment section below. The yarn I used is this yarn bee yarn. It is silver sparkle, that's the name color, and it is 99% low peel acrylic and it's 1% metallic polyester. It recommends a 5 let's see, it recommends a J10 hook, which is a 6mm hook, but I chose to use a smaller hook, which is a 3.75mm hook. This is an F5 hook. Then you're gonna need some scissors, you're gonna need a tape measure, and you're gonna need a darning needle to weave in your ends. If you have made a bralette or bra cups before, this is definitely going to be an easy tutorial for you. It's very beginner friendly, so you can recommend it to your friends so that they can try it out. So while coming up with this pattern, I decided to make it using the double crochet stitch first, just to see how it would look. And this is it, but I didn't really like it that much, so I prefer the single crochet stitch. Yes, this took me longer and I had to make more rows for it than I made for the double crochet stitch, but this is definitely a better option. Okay, but it's all up to you. You can decide. If you like the double crochet stitch, you can go ahead and use that stitch, just following the same process, the same method that I'll be showing you making this one, because yeah, we're going to be making this gray one. Other than that, I think I've spoken way too much, so let's dive into the tutorial, guys. So we're going to start with a slip knot, and then you're going to make a chain of 21. So this is my 21 chains. Then I'm going to be working in the back bumps of my chain. So you're going to skip this first stitch, and into the second you're going to make a single crochet, single crochet, single crochet into the next chain, single crochet into the next chain, single crochet into the next chain until you have one chain left at the end. So make one chain into every chain. Make one single crochet in every chain until you have one chain left at the end. So here I have one chain left, and I'm going to place the 2 single crochets. That's 1 and 2. Then I'm going to chain 2. Then back into that same space, I'm going to make 2 more single crochets. So insert your hook and make a single crochet. Insert your hook again, make a second single crochet into the same space. So in this chain 2 space, you're going to place there your stitch marker. After that, you're going to make 1 single crochet on the opposite side of the chain. So I have one stitch left, and I'm going to end my row with one single crochet. Your work should look like this. That's the end of row 1. Row 2, chain 1 and turn your work, and this time we're going to be working in the back loops only. So you're going to insert your hook in the back loop of that first stitch and make a single crochet in the back loop of the next stitch, single crochet in the back loop of the next stitch until you get to the stitch marker. Okay, so I have reached the stitch marker, and I'm going to take it out and place it on top of this first single crochet. So in that chain 2 space, you're going to make 2 single crochets in that space, like that. Chain 2, back in that same space, make 2 more single crochets. The reason why you need to place the stitch marker on top of this first single crochet next to the chain 2 space is because it can sometimes be confusing. These last 2 single crochets may cover this one, and then you end up skipping it. So that's why you need to place there a stitch marker. And once you are done making the 2 single crochets, 2 chains, 2 single crochets in the same space, you can take the stitch marker out and place it back on the chain 2 space. Right here. Then continue making 1 single crochet in every back loop of the previous row. Make 1 single crochet in the back loop of every stitch until you get to the end. So once you have 1 stitch left, you're going to insert your hook through both loops. Okay, you're going through both, not one back loop. And that is how you end the second row. And this is how your work should look like. Row 3, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Then you're going to make 1 single crochet in every back loop until you get to the stitch marker. You're going to make 2 single crochets in that chain 2 space. Oops. So make your 2 single crochets in that space, And remember to place a stitch marker on this first single crochet here, chain 2, then back into that same space, make 2 single crochets. Okay, like that. Then take this stitch marker out and place it in back in the chain 2 space. Then continue making 1 single crochet in every back loop until you get to the end of the row. And this is row 3 that we are ending. Yeah, when you get to the end of the row, you're going to place your hook through both loops and make a single crochet. So that's the end of row 3. Row 4, chain 1 and turn your work, single crochet in every back loop until you get to the stitch marker. Once you get to the stitch marker, you're going to take the stitch marker out and place it on the first single crochet after the chain 2. Then in that chain 2 space, make 2 single crochets. That's 1 and 2, chain 2, then back into that same space, make 2 more single crochets. Then get the stitch marker and place it back in the chain 2 space. Then continue making 1 single crochet in every back loop. Again, when you get to the end, you're going to single crochet inserting your hook through both loops, make a single crochet, and then you're going to repeat row 3 and row 4 over and over, making 1 single crochet in every back loop and making 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space, chain 2, 2 single crochets back in that same space. You're going to repeat row 3 and row 4 until you have a total of 20 rows. So I'll go ahead and make 20 rows, then I'll be back once I'm done with that. Alright, so my one cup for the bag is done, and this is how it looks like. The last row has 120 stitches. Yeah, so that's 120 stitches, including the chain 2 that we have here. Okay, so what you'll do is make a second one the same exact way. It will look like this. We'll have your 2 cups. Okay, so now we're going to fold this. You're going to decide which side goes inside and which side stays outside. and you're going to fold it like so, nice and even. Do the same thing with the other one. So after making sure that they are nice and even here, we're going to join them, but we're going to start with one piece, and I'm going to start from right here, and I'm going to join this part. I'll be using my darning needle, so I'm going to go through both sides and pull through. Feel free to use any other method you prefer to use. Just make sure that you join this part. All right, so here we have joined the first one, and we're going to bring the second piece, and we are just going to continue joining all the way to the end. Okay, so I'm going to insert my darning needle back in this first space, and I'm going to pass it through this other piece as well, like so, going through both stitches. There. Going to do it again, making sure everything is secured. So we're just going to continue joining this piece as well. Okay, so now we have joined the bottom part. So next I'm going to join this part. So you need to know how many stitches you need to join for this part. So I'm going to get a stitch marker and place it where I need to stop, and you're just going to join these two. You're going to join that part, then after you'll join this bottom part as well. So I hope it's not too confusing. Here I counted 27 stitches for both sides, and that is where I'm going to attach my stitch marker and join that part. So I don't want to cut my yarn, so what I'm going to do is weave it through all the way until I get to this point, and then I'll start joining that middle section as well. You don't have to do this. You can cut your yarn and reattach it on this side and join that section. Okay, so I'm here, I'm at this point now, and I'm going to start joining. I'm going to go through the back loop of this first piece and the back loop of the second one, then pull through. I'm just weaving it through, guys. So this is the stitch that has on the stitch marker, and I'm going to go through both. I'm going to take the stitch marker out, pull my yarn through, do it again, and make sure that it is secured. Okay, look at that. So we have joined this side as well. I'm going to weave in some yarn so I can cut it off. So I'm once again going to use my darning needle and weave this part through as well, and making sure that everything is nicely secured, especially here at the beginning. You don't want to leave a hole. So I'm taking out the stitch marker and I'm going to go through both of these last one to secure this whole side of the bag. Then I'm going to cut off the yarn. Look at that, guys. So this is what you should have, and this is the wrong side, okay? So we also need to join this part here. So I'm going to like overlap it. This is going to go on top of the other, and then I'm going to just attach it to each other and make sure that it's secured. All right, so like I said, this is going to overlap here, and we join this part as well. So there's no like extra stitches that I'm going through. I'm just making sure that this is secured enough, and that's it. So I'm going to cut off the strands. So at this point, this is what we have. So we're not going to turn it the other way around, because this is the wrong side and this is the right side. So this is what you will have. And that's it, guys. But I love it. I really do. Let me know in the comment section what you think. You can put in here your little stuff. If you want, you can make longer straps. You don't have to join it like this, but I really like it this way. It's very firm and comfy. So yeah, and that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye bye.